So I was watching a YouTube video last night about people taking their dogs out for walks and then the dogs not wanting to come home. And it reminded me of this incident with my mom's dog, Broderick. Well, as I mentioned in a previous video, her husband had died, so I ended up moving back in with her to give her a hand. And one of my jobs was walking Broderick. Well, Broderick was a bull terrier, and he didn't like other dogs. So we'd be walking along, and I'd see another dog coming, and so I'd straddle him and then grab onto his collar. He had this big, thick leather collar with spikes on it. So I'd grab on the collar. He'd see the dog, lose his shit, and then as soon as the dog walked back past us, he'd just put his head down, he'd be off again. Well, he never paid attention to where he was going, so that was a bit of a problem because he did get out a couple of times. Once he was found in the streetcar yard, and then another time he was found up at Markham and Eglinton. He'd been missing for a couple of days, and I guess he had a chip in his ear, so they contacted us, and he got on a bus and made his way out there, but he must have had to take a couple of buses because I don't think there's a direct route out there. As it is, it took us 45 minutes just to drive out there to get him. Well, it was the spring at this point, and I was taking him up to the park for a walk, and my mom lived down at Greenwood and Queen, so we walked up to Dundas, and the park was across the street, and there was a crosswalk there, so we went over to the park, and we're having a great time. We're coming back, and it's rush hour at this point. Well, that stretch of Dundas is really busy because there's no streetcar tracks along there, so traffic is going crazy, and we get everybody to stop, and we're crossing the street. We get halfway across the street, and Broderick sits down, and he refuses to move. Well, if you know those dogs, they're pure muscle. I'm trying to pull him, push him, carry him, and I'm just dying inside. And, well, the people in the front cars could see what was going on, so they're laughing their heads off. But the traffic is backed up for miles, and the people behind them can't see what's going on, so they're starting to lean on their horns at this time. I'm mortified. And finally, after about 10 minutes, he just gets up and decides he's had enough of a rest, and off we went. That was Broderick.